everyone, Matthew here, hope you're well. A quickish video here. It's actually in as a follow-up to a video I've done previously that was called I Don't Have Time. If you haven't seen it, you'll find it on Facebook, you'll find it on my Facebook profile. You'll find it on my IGTV at This Is Not Work, and also on my YouTube channel too. If you have more inclination to go and watch it. It was 27 minutes long. It was the first proper live I'd ever done, and I talked about 5 ways to create a bit more time in your life to be able to do the things that you really want to do. And I'll be honest, I've been totally overwhelmed, shocked, surprised, just full of gratitude of how that was received, the feedback that it got. 1,000 views now on Facebook, which I just find ridiculous, to be honest. But it also like jammed my inbox up with lots of people saying really lovely stuff, some great, lots and lots of questions about this thing called the 5 AM Club too. And I've been going back and forward answering as many of the questions as I could, and then something happened last week which just made me realise that I probably needed to do a separate video just on the 5 AM Club. So that's what this is, the whys, the hows, the whats, the impact it's having. And so for those of you that maybe were too shy to ask the question, wanted to ask but haven't, or just, you know, you've heard about this thing called the 5 AM Club and you wanted some information, I'll give you my take on it now. So I take no credit for the 5 AM Club. Some people are saying what a great idea you've had. It's not my idea, right? I'm thinking about calling my YouTube channel, I'm thinking about calling it Other People's Ideas, right? To make it very clear that I take no credit for anything that I talk about or anything that I share. I just feel incredibly privileged to have been pointed in the right direction of great authors, great speakers, great books, great audios, and I've had great mentors in my life that have pointed me in this direction to learn this stuff. And you know, I'm just kind of doing my job in paying it forward as much as I can. So this whole thing called the 5 AM Club, so it comes from a book called The 5 AM Club by world-renowned author Robin Sharma. You can get it on Audible, you can get the book, you can find it on YouTube. And you know, it's not until you start doing it and start talking about it, you realise just how many people around the world, how much of a phenomenon the 5 AM Club really is, and you start having those conversations and really understanding just how much of a positive effect it's had on so many different people's lives. Okay, and then it's like, okay, I really want more people to know about this because I want it to positively affect them how it's positively affected me. Okay, so it all came about because personally I was at a stage in my life and in my business life where we got a 11.5-month-old baby boy called Rocket. He'll be 1 year old on the 1st of November, and we've been really enjoying our being really present parents. Okay, one of the benefits of being our own boss and working from home and all that stuff means that we've been really present parents, and the business has just been kind of running itself. We're very grateful to our team and the company and everything, which has allowed us to do that. But it got to a point now where you know, he sleeps a little bit more, we're in a bit more of a routine, and I wanted to get back to grips with the job and the business and the work that I absolutely love. It's why my name on Instagram and different places is called This Is Not Work, because although we work hard, it never feels like work because we love what we do. And so in order to do it, I knew that, you know, when you have an 11-month-old, your days can be taken away from you. If he's having a tough day with his teeth, or he's just really energetic, it can go from 5 in the morning or 6 in the morning until 8 o'clock at night, and you haven't stopped to do anything. So I needed to do something where I got myself a power hour or a couple of hours where I knew I wouldn't be disturbed. And if I waited until 8 o'clock at night, 9 o'clock at night, when I knew he'd be in bed, do you know what, you can just be wrecked by then. So that's when I revisited the book 5 AM Club by Robin Sharma. I'd read it before. I'll be honest on this video, like I was honest on the previous video. When I first heard about people doing the 5 a.m. club. I thought they were perfectly crazy. Something that I would ever do. I was one of those people who said, I'm a night owl. You know, I'll work at night and, you know, I can still get up early if I wanted to. And the truth is I never got up early. And I would wake up when I was ready to wake up, or I'd snooze the alarm a few times, and then you're behind with the day. And so I knew it's something that I needed to improve, but I never really had the motivation or commitment to do it. And so it was just the right time for me. So if you're watching this, maybe you're watching this begrudgingly because you're like, I don't want to know anything about the 5 a.m. club. I'm never going to do that. I relate to that. I was that person, right? And I read the book, and you know, sometimes you just hear and listen to things differently because it's the time. And I guess this was the time for me. I listened to it. It made sense to me. I was actually motivated to give it a go. And so first of all, I went to one of my good mates, Benny Lazar. I said, Benny, do you fancy doing this? Right? If just you and me get on a Zoom first thing in the morning, let's get some positivity. Let's make a plan. And he was like, yeah, sure, I'll do it with you. Okay, and then we put it out to a few of our friends in Herbalife and said, look, listen, do you want to do it too? Not expecting a single person to get on with us. And that was 43 days ago. Okay, so we decided that we was going to start on the 1st of September. We was going to do it for a month. And we only committed to a month because I was like, listen, if it turns out that the 5 a.m. club really isn't for me, I don't want to say I'm going to do this forever. So we committed to doing it for September. By 12 or 13 days in, by the way, like 18 people joined us on the first day, and we haven't lost anyone yet. Okay, not everybody makes every day, but we're up to 25 people every single day who have been doing this now with us for 43 days. Because we got to about 12 or 13 days in, and the breakthroughs and the breakdowns that were happening within the group were so powerful, very real, that we realised on day 12 or 13 that we was going to continue this. Okay, and one of the videos that we watched was Robin Sharma talking about doing something for 66 days. Okay, because if you do something for 66 days, it really becomes ingrained in you. It makes a difference. And so then on day 30 or whatever, we watched that, and as a group we went, so maybe we're going to have to do this for 66 days. So we committed to that. And now we're 43 days in, and we already know we're going to keep going beyond the 66 days. So it went from something that felt completely crazy to something that was intriguing enough that we wanted to continue it, to now we're all like, well, are we going to do this Christmas Day? And trust me, if you're watching this going, that's mental, right? You're going to get up 5 a.m. on Christmas Day and get on a Zoom and be all positive, right? Listen, I'm with you, right? That sounds as crazy to me, or sounded as crazy to me 40 days ago as it probably does to you now. But now we've become like this tight-knit group, right? Why wouldn't we get up Christmas morning and just say hi to each other, right? And congratulate ourselves on our commitment and all the rest of it, right? So I think maybe that's what we're going to do. We'll see, right? I'll keep you updated on that over Christmas, whether we do that or not. But so that's what happened. We got started, and a lot of the questions that have been coming in have been about, yeah, but what do you do, right? How does it work? And you know, I'll share with you now what we do, how it works, but not because I think it's perfect. It might not. You might read the book or listen to the audio and do something different, right? First things first, you don't need a group of people. Right? I'm going to tell you a story at the end of this thing, which just has blown my mind and is the reason I'm doing this video. But you can do it on your own, right? There's no secret to this. There's no magic to it. You just have to do something, right? So what we do, okay, we jump on a Zoom every morning at 5 o'clock. One of our learnings, or one of my learnings, is in the first couple of weeks, I was getting up at 3 minutes to 5, right? I set my alarm for 1:45, snooze once, snooze twice, get up, run downstairs, get the laptop open, right? And it would be like, I'd be like 5 or 8 minutes in to watching something with the gang when I started to wake up. Okay, well, what I do now, right, and maybe you want to learn from this from me, is I get up when my alarm goes off. My alarm actually goes off at 4:30 now, right? Again, mental, right? It's the 5 a.m. club, and now I'm getting up at 4:30 a.m., right? But I get up, swing my feet out the bed. They go on the floor, left, right, thank you. Just a bit of gratitude getting out of bed in the morning. I go and splash some cold water on my face, right? I brush my teeth, right? And I have a large glass of water, and I'm ready. 5 to 5, I'm ready. Okay, we start the Zoom, and everybody jumps on, right? And we don't say much at the beginning. Okay, we go, good morning, we allow everybody to come on. And then what we've been doing for the last 43 days is I've been finding something for us to watch. Okay, well, there's just this never-ending source of motivation, inspiration, education, and so I find a YouTube clip every night. I go and find something that we can watch, and every morning we watch it. We have, I think what we wanted to avoid, or what I wanted to avoid, is, you know, those like 8-minute or 10-15-minute pure motivational speeches, right? And they get all of these quotes from different people, and they put some music over the top of them, and do avoid those videos, because, you know, it's just, there seems to be a lot of that out there. You know, we live in a quote world, we live in a 15-minute motivational world, and I didn't want this to be motivation for 15 minutes. Okay? I wanted it to be something that over time would have a dramatic effect on myself, the way I think, the way I am, the way I act, the way I treat other people, and I wanted it to be that same experience for the rest of the club too. So we've stayed away from those hot bath motivational videos, right? They pop up enough anyway. We've really tried to go down the education route, and you know, we've had so many different authors and speakers. Of course, the Jim Rohn, Mark Hughes, for those of you involved in Herbalife, the Anthony Robbins, the Joe Dispenza, the Robin Sharma. I could go on and on and on, right? There's no perfect formula for this stuff. We're just trying different things, trying different people, and we're covering a whole range of subjects as well, from you know, traditional personal development to little bits about nutrition. We watched this great video called Sugar is Not a Treat, right? And it was fabulous in making us think about sugar differently, and who else we could help, you know, what we do. We've listened to stuff about meditation, which opened a lot of people's minds on, you know, what meditation really is, as opposed to this weird thing that weird people do. Now we're going, okay, maybe we should give that a go, right? And all sorts of different things. And of course, not everything appeals to everyone, okay? But what it's doing is it's opening all of our minds to different things. And as well as the breakthroughs, have been some breakdowns. You know, we've done a little bits on relationships, okay? Broken relationships in your life, and how, you know, reaching out to fix those can lift the weight off you, right? And for many of us, right, me included, listening to that made me think, made me reach for someone that maybe I hadn't reached for before. And we share that in a little Telegram group. We have a Telegram group that goes alongside. People share their the action they've taken that day. They share the breakthroughs they're having, the breakdowns they're having, and all of this stuff. And like I said, we're becoming a real tight-knit group. So we tend to watch something for anything from kind of 12 minutes to, I think the longest one we did was 40 minutes. Okay, and the whole point of this is having a power hour, okay, from 5 till 6 o'clock. And what we've also done, the most powerful thing we've done for those of you looking to do this, and by the way, if you're already doing 5 a.m. club, or you're part of people doing it, or maybe you're doing 6 o'clock or 7 a.m. club, whatever you're doing, if you're already doing it and it's having a positive impact on your life, I would ask for one thing. If you're getting any value from the videos I'm doing, one thing: take the time to leave a good comment on this video, to share with others the positive impact it's having on you. Okay, because the whole point of me doing this video is to maybe open some minds and some hearts to the impact it could have, and I want people to understand it's just not Crazy Matt and his crazy friends that are doing this, right? I've realised from doing the video the other day that lots of you are doing 5 AM Club and I never knew about it, and I'm like, what, you've been doing it all this time and you didn't tell me? Like, how selfish of you, right? In the nicest possible way. I didn't really think that, right? But if you're doing it and it's having a positive impact on you, please leave a comment on this and share how it's having a positive impact on you. So where was I? So we listen, right? One of the most positive things we've been doing, or powerful things we've been doing, is maybe finding a seminar or a speech that might be an hour and a half, 2 hours long. We took a Jim Rohn seminar that was 4 hours long, and we took it in half an hour a day over 8 days. Right? What an incredible experience to really take in a full Jim Rohn speech, as opposed to the little clips here and there or a quote, right? Made a lot of people in our club who have heard Jim in clips and bits and pieces all over the place understand him and appreciate his teachings on a whole new level. Right? Most people don't, these days, are never going to have the privilege of getting 4 hours of Jim taking you on a journey of everything. Okay, so another top tip for you, if you can find seminars and break them down over a few days, okay, you listen to half an hour and you have a whole day to think about it, take it on board, to digest it, think about it before you get the next half an hour the next day. It's worked beautifully for us, right? So we do that. And then once the clip is finished, everyone's a bit more awake. And so we do our good mornings, right? Everybody's like, hi, good morning, good morning, good morning. You usually get more good mornings the second time round. And then it's fairly fluid, but we found ourselves in a routine now, right? And the routine is, we say, look, has anybody got anything they want to say about what we just watched, right? Has it triggered anything in you? Feel free to speak if you want. Some people speak, some people don't, right? By the way, there's no rules. You don't have to have your camera on. You don't have to speak. You don't have to take notes. You don't have to anything, right? As I say to the guys in our club all the time, I'm not doing this for you. I'm doing this for me, right? And they laugh. A lot of people saying, thanks for this, Matt, thanks. And I go, don't worry about thanks. It's not for you, it's for me. I wanted the routine. I wanted the personal development. I'm just allowing you to tune in and listen, right? And we all have a laugh, but it's the truth, right? So I'm not attached to whether people are present, are taking notes or not. I choose to have my camera on, to be sat right there taking notes, listening, thinking, because I want to turn up the best I can. Right, so that's what I do, right? But there's no rules on that stuff. And then if people have anything to share, they might have something to share from the previous day. Great, share something from the previous day. They might have something to share that they've thought about and acted on from 10 days ago. Fine, no problem, right? But there's no requirement to speak if they don't want to. What we're finding is even the shyest people are gaining enough confidence because they're with us every morning and it's a safe place. People are beginning to open up and share, right? And it's beautiful, the breakthroughs that they're having. So we do a little bit of chatting, and now that we've been together a little while, that chat can go on for half an hour, right? But it's magical in the least weirdest of ways, right? I understand when you call something magical, it's weird, right? But it's special. And so some days that goes on for 30 minutes, 40 minutes. Some days not, right? Some days there's not much to say and we're done pretty quickly. Once we're done, we do two things. The first thing is we have two rules, right, when we're getting off 5 AM Club. The first rule is no social, right? You can't get off 5 AM Club and get on your phone and start scrolling, right? So that's our first rule, right? Initially it was no till 6 AM, right? For me personally now I'm extending it to 8 AM because I realise as soon as I get on my phone I lose focus on working, being productive. So no social, and the other one is no sleep, no social, right? And we say you didn't get up this early to go back to bed. Now you're up, let's be up. Right? And what a lot of the guys do, you've got a little bit of time there. Some days they have 35 minutes to do something. Sometimes they have no minutes to do something between, when we finish and 6 AM. But some people make their to-do lists for the day, right? Going back to my previous video about I don't have time. Some people do their workout, okay? Some people just get themselves ready for the day, right? Well, whatever it is, right? They spend that time productively, not on social media, doing something, right? So no sleep, no social is what works in our club. And then to finish, you know, I have a little mantra that we share, and you know, I'll share it with you now. You know, I wouldn't use this one. I'd come up with something that works best for you, right? But our mantra that I share every single morning is: today and every day is an opportunity to have a positive impact on other people's lives. By taking that opportunity, we attract abundance into our lives. Don't be selfish with the gifts that you have. Go be bold, be brave, and have a positive impact on someone else's life today. Okay, have a great day, Dream Team, because that's the name of our club. And then we go 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. See you tomorrow. Right? And we stop. And I've said that every single day for 43 days. And all the little parts of it, about making an impact, about not being selfish, about being bold, about being brave, about all those things, it's now, it sits with people, right? And they're going out and they're being brave. We've been brave before, right? They're doing their 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, take action, right? They're understanding that what we do in our business isn't about making money, it's about making an impact. And if we make an impact, then we'll make the money, right? So all of those things, right? Make up your own mantra. The mantra isn't important. It just gives us some structure, right? And then we get on with our day and we do the whole thing the next day, right? And it's been special. So for those of you that are wondering, what do you do? How do you do it? Is there a special formula? There's not. Right, we find stuff on YouTube. The TED Talks, by the way, are really great because all the TED Talks are like 15 to 20 minutes. So we're really making the most of TED Talks. They're brilliant. And that's it. By the way, on my YouTube channel, and maybe I'll put that in the title of this video as well. I'm saving all of the ones that we've used in our 5 a.m. club. I've saved them as a public playlist. So if all you want to do is follow what the journey we've been on, and I'll add to it every single day. Anything we watch will go in there. So if all you want to do is copy ours, then copy ours, right? It makes it easier so you don't have to think about what you're going to watch each morning. So that's 5 a.m. club for us. It's been, in 43 days, it's been pretty life-changing for me. I'm waking up, ready to go, more productive, want to attack the day, clearer, happier, just more ready, to be honest, for the day and the weeks and the months and the years ahead, that with you. And last but not least, I wanted to finish with a story, and it involves my mum, right? My mum, for those of you who don't know, my mum lives in Spain, and I haven't seen my mum since January the 4th or 5th. Okay, we was away over Christmas, New Year. She hasn't seen Rocket since he was 6 weeks old, and she actually arrived with us yesterday, right? So my mum's downstairs, and just seeing her and Rocket together is just the most special thing. But what was I talking about? Anyway, so I haven't seen my mum in all this time, and last week, she lives in Spain. Last week, she went out for dinner with friends in Spain. They're sitting in a restaurant, and this guy comes up to her who she doesn't know, right? And says, Lindsay, right? You are Matthew's mum, right? And she's like, yes, right? And to be completely transparent, it's not the first time that's happened, because Herbalife's a big company, and I've been around a long time. So mum was like, oh, it's going to be one of those Herbalife people, right? She's a bit used to that. And you're Matthew's mum. She goes, yes. And she said, changed my life, right? 5 o'clock club, changed my life, right? And I was like, right, okay. And he goes on to explain, right, that he saw a video on that my mum shared, right? Mum shared my I Don't Have Time video a couple of weeks ago on her profile, and in a group that she's in Spain, in Mallorca. He saw it, was inspired by the 3 minutes that I talked about 5 a.m. club, and decided he was going to do 5 a.m. club. right? And on the 1st of October, he started, right? And he has been doing it now for 10 days, right? Or 12 days now, but when he saw my mum, it was like 8 days. And he felt compelled to come and tell my mum that the 5 a.m. club had changed his life, right? Not only that, right, he got my mum's phone and recorded a video, right, for her to send to me. And in this video, it's like 3.5 minutes long, and he explained that he was getting up every day at 5 a.m, usually sleep in, because he runs a restaurant out there in Mallorca, and so unsociable hours. So usually you'd sleep in late and then kind of wake up to go to work again, and you know, whatever, you know, that brought him. So was getting up early, was going walking, no social media, no books, no audibles, just walking with his own thoughts, and was doing like all these kilometers first thing in the morning. He'd given up drinking, he'd given up smoking, he changed his life. Right, had improved his relationship with his partner, apparently, I don't know, right? And all this crazy stuff. And when I watched the video, I started by smiling, and then I found myself kind of laughing, because I was like, how surreal is this, right? That I did something that my mum, a complete stranger, saw, was inspired by it to start doing it himself, and now he's saying it's changed his life. And now he comes across my mum in a restaurant, takes her phone, records a video that gets back to me. And I went from smiling to laughing to emotional. It's like, you never know what your actions will, the impact it could have on other people. And then I thought back to the mantra, today and every day is an opportunity to have a positive impact on other people's lives. That's how it starts, right? And then the next line is, by taking that opportunity, you attract abundance into your life. I took the opportunity 2 weeks ago to do something I had never really done before, which is go live on my public profile and share something. And by doing that, I'd attracted this message back that brought me great joy and happiness and even more gratitude. And because of that, I'm doing this video, because I'm like, imagine if more people knew about the 5 a.m. club and adopted it, and it could affect them just like it affected this guy, stranger in Calidore, right? Just blew me away. So I'm going to connect with him on Facebook, and I'm going to invite him on to have a morning with our 5 a.m. club, because his energy was infectious, and I just think it's unbelievable. So listen, for those of you that wanted to know about the 5 a.m. club, I hope this has given you some clarity on something that's really very simple. And I'll just finish by sharing something that the author of the book shares. Right, Robin Sharma says that when you embark on something new, a new journey, a new habit, a new anything, that it's hard in the beginning, it's messy in the middle, and it's beautiful at the end. And if you decide to go on this journey, you'll find it hard in the beginning. Getting up at 5 a.m. Is not easy if you're not used to doing it. Right, getting up is one thing, being awake enough to take on board some information and be ready for it is another thing, right? I think I mentioned it in a video the other day. There's a difference between being on a Zoom and being in a Zoom, right? So you've got to be in it at 5 a.m. to take it in. And so it's hard to begin with, right? And then if you start really delving into some personal development that's going to make you think differently, it's going to make you work on your weaknesses, that's going to make you think about relationships in your life and things you've done and things you should have done and all the rest of it, it gets a bit messy, right? It's difficult when you start confronting things that maybe you've been putting off confronting for a long time, right? So in the middle, right, it can be messy. Right, but at the end, when you find a new way of being, and you've confronted some of those things and you've worked them out in your own head and moved on, then it does become this beautiful thing, because it's another little weight lifted off your shoulder, another little weakness that you've tweaked, or a little strength that's got stronger. Okay, so if you decide to go on this, the words of Robin Sharma, because all of this is other people's ideas, I'm definitely going to call my YouTube channel Other People's Ideas. It's hard in the beginning, it's messy in the middle, and it's beautiful in the end. Okay, thank you so much for your time. If you listen, if you're liking this stuff, share it, right? If you want to follow my YouTube channel, that'd be amazing for my ego. Only joking. And on Instagram TV as well, at This Is Not Work. Thank you for your time. Really appreciate it. Have a great day, week, month, life.